Welcome back to Ballaholics, the show for those who simply can't get enough of basketball. I'm Sam.
I'm Ian. I'm Carbs. I'm Yos.
I'm Andrew, and my name has 2 syllables.
So no one knows, I don't know if you guys know who Andrew is. I'm sure you guys do. Only the real ones know who Andrew is. Andrew, I was the founder of Ballaholics, but he, behind the camera, that was all Andrew. All that fantastic, everything, all the magic, that was all made possible by Andrew Rabinowitz. So, we're honored to have you back. We're honored to have you.
YouTube.com/BTV6 and watch all of season 1 of Ballaholics to recap what happened last year in sports. Right. And you'll probably see me around.
Exactly. So, how's the real world, bro? What's it like not being behind the camera for Ballaholics?
It's tough, but I'm making money, so it's dope.
There you go, bro. Making money is always a good option.
Yes, unlike LeVar Ball.
We love LeVar Ball. We love LeVar Ball. There's no one like LeVar Ball. Remember that, guys. So, honored having you here. Your dedication, being here for 4 years, being a part of BTV for 4 years. We want to do a little jersey retirement for you. You ready to see your new jersey? We're gonna retire.
I'm excited. I didn't know I got a jersey.
We're gonna put it in the rafters. We're gonna put it in the rafters for you.
Okay.
It's like when the Knicks retire Melo's jersey soon. Your jersey will be at BTV. So let's do the unveiling here. Okay. Let's do the drum roll. Isn't it beautiful?
It truly is inspiration.
I hope one day I can get my jersey retired here. I really hope. You guys also.
I'm sure one day you will.
That's a long-term goal. Just like Kobe Bryant getting his jersey retired. Hopefully it happens to all of us. So, Andrew, give me a hug. I'm gonna miss you. Now you left me. You left me with all these rookies.
I left you with all these rookies, and let's see how you talk about this week with all these rookies.
Oh, it's very sad. It's very sad. We love Andrew. He's done a lot for BTV. He's done a lot for Ballaholics, and we're so thankful to have him. So let's introduce us. Once again, I'm Sam. Carbs.
Yos.
Ian.
Yes.
So yeah, guys, for anyone watching from Glen Cove, we got Yos on the show. So great to have Yos. We got me and Yos on the same stage, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we got a lot to talk about today. A lot of NBA headlines going on. We got Steph Curry, who is injured now, and we have go over the Rockets' performance. We're gonna go over Karl-Anthony Towns and Joel Embiid. We're gonna go over that rift there. So we got a lot to talk about today. But first, let's talk about Steph Curry. Obviously, Stephen Curry, he broke his hand during one of the Warriors games, and he is out for about 3 to 4 months. What do you guys think? You guys think it's done for the Warriors?
I mean, this year, you would be crazy to think that they're even a playoff team. I mean, they're absolutely done. Look, I know D'Angelo Russell is an asset. I honestly feel like mid-season, if they're not performing, I don't think they will perform. I think they'll probably trade him for assets. Honestly, I don't want to say tank, but at this point, you really have no option. I mean, they're losing by 30 even with Steph. I still have faith with this team, though. They still have Steve Kerr, who, as we've seen, is an incredible coach. That front office, who did draft, mind you, Klay Thompson, Curry, and Draymond, I still definitely have faith in the front office. I think it's done for this year. I think within a couple of years, they could definitely be back. I mean, Steph is still incredible. I think next year, possibly still MVP conversation. So for now, yeah, they're definitely done this year.
I got to agree with you that they're done this year, 100%. I mean, you said there's no shot they make the playoffs. I think with a little best-case scenario, 8 seed, just see how Russell can take over this team while Steph is out. And when Steph returns, he has like a month of basketball. If they're in playoff contention, we could see if Steph could be the X factor, come back. I know they're struggling. They struggle now with him, but when he comes back, he could be better. Like, we don't know, and he could bring them to the playoffs. Not that they would do anything crazy in the playoffs, but to rule them out seems very early.
I don't think the Warriors are going to make the playoffs. As a matter of fact, I think the Warriors are going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year. And I absolutely do not believe in D'Angelo Russell leading a team anywhere. I mean, look, we have small sample size. He wasn't that great in Los Angeles. His first year or whatever it was in Brooklyn didn't lead to a playoff berth. But then last year, D'Angelo Russell was surrounded by a significantly better roster, I would say, last year than Golden State has today. Golden State doesn't have the shooting. They didn't have the defense before, and they're not going to have it going forward. I think that they're not only done this season, I think they're done for the next 2 years going forward. Draymond Green is getting older. He's not going to be the defensive engine that he was throughout this run. We don't know what Klay Thompson is going to look like when he comes back from his ACL tear, how his defense is going to look, what they're going to look like in transition, and Steph Curry's out for 3+ months. We're not getting any production from him this year.
So yeah, the Golden State Warriors finished. They probably are. And even before Steph Curry got injured, there were a lot of questions surrounding this team, seeing if they were going to be a title contender. Now they lose Steph Curry to a hand injury. And if you lose Klay Thompson, you lose Kevin Durant, that sucks. It's hard. But at least they still had their engine in Steph Curry. Now they lost their engine. Now that they lost their engine, they have to look for a spare one. They're looking for a spare engine now, trying to pick up D'Angelo Russell. But when your main engine breaks and you look for a spare engine, it's not going to be as good quality as your previous one. D'Angelo Russell, he's a great player, a phenomenal talent, but he is not the engine that Steph Curry was for that Golden State Warriors. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have that pedigree. He doesn't have the reputation, the brand reputation of that engine. So I just feel like D'Angelo Russell now leading that team, he's going to get them some wins. And I actually think that this is a blessing in disguise for the Golden State Warriors, because what you're doing now is you're actually increasing D'Angelo Russell's trade value. So what happens is now, last season, let's not forget, D'Angelo Russell averaged 23 points and 7 assists. So now that D'Angelo Russell is playing, he's going to be a vital part of that Golden State team. He's going to boost the trade value, and then they could trade D'Angelo Russell for some valuable assets. So I think it's sort of a blessing in disguise. Long term, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Long term, I still think they're a viable team, and I do believe that they will win at least one title in the next 5 years.
I mean, I think title it's hard to say because within 5 years we don't know what's going to actually happen. But yeah, I mean, I think that I definitely don't think they're done. They're a very smart team. Like, their front office, as I said, is shown to know what they're doing. Like, at least better than most NBA teams. I think next year they'll probably be in the playoff conversation. But yeah, I mean, championships, titles, it's confusing, really hard to know. But I mean, I think I definitely have faith in the team going forward.
Yeah, I don't know about title in the next 5 years.
Really?
Only because, you're putting a lot of faith in, obviously, them. They have a great front office, a lot of faith in them signing guys, developing players, which they've proven they can do. But, again, 5 years is a long time. You got these other teams blossoming, younger teams getting better. Other teams obviously, Clippers, Lakers, who signed better players and are better this year. But 5 years, long time. It's tough to say right now. Mm-hmm. Putting a lot of faith in that front office.
Yeah, I'd agree. We don't know what the NBA is going to look like at all within the next 5 years. I'm not even sure that, within the next 5 years that Curry and Thompson are going to be at all-star levels if they're still playing at all.
Okay, this is just... Oh my God, Yos.
They're already 30 years old.
He's absolutely right.
You see, you guys are all absolutely wrong. Here's the thing.
Wait, but let me finish my point.
Okay.
And then this thing about them having to find a replacement engine is that it has to go off of production. I don't think the fans in San Francisco really care who the best player on the Golden State Warriors is at the moment when everybody else is out, so long as they're getting production from that person. And then if D'Angelo Russell starts producing, then we'll see things. But I mean, think about it. 2 years ago, now today, for example, Pascal Siakam is the guy in Toronto. 2 years ago, nobody knew who the hell this guy was. Yeah. It's the same thing. Look, D'Angelo Russell's brand name recognition is going to come and everything beyond his draft pedigree if he actually starts to produce. I just don't see it. He's not a guy who can take a team that's as bad as the Golden State Warriors right now and lead them anywhere.
So yeah, I understand short term, but long term, listen, I'm not dismissing your points saying that we don't know how the NBA landscape is going to look like in a couple of years. However, what I do know is the Golden State Warriors will have Steph Curry, they will have Klay Thompson, they will have Draymond Green. When you have those three players, those three ingredients, you're due for success. This team, let's not forget what they did a couple years ago before they acquired Kevin Durant, winning 73 games. Let's not forget that, okay? Because they have the roster. They have those three players. They're a viable contender. All they need to do, and this is something that no one's really talking about, we're just sort of focused on Steph Curry, and we're focused on them losing Kevin Durant. They also lost Andre Iguodala. They also lost Sean Livingston, which were amazing, perimeter defenders. So the lack of defense is something huge, and that's why even when they had Steph Curry, they were struggling. And that's why Klay Thompson is such an underrated player on that team, because he was able to cover Steph Curry's weakness on the perimeter, defensively. So I just feel like overall, when those players are healthy, they'll be fine. One more thing I got to say, though, is that's a big if, because I'm a little concerned about the Golden State Warriors medical staff. The past 6 games, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. 3 injuries in the past 6 games of the Golden State Warriors, if you include last year's finals. So I think that's a huge red alarm. I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying, but I just think it's funny that, like, 3 years ago, I don't know if you guys remember, but we were talking about the Warriors winning, like, 10 straight championships, and now we're talking about them being in the lottery this year. Like, that's crazy. I mean, that even just says, like, the amount of turnover the NBA has, as you were saying earlier. Like, in 2 years, some undrafted rookie might be the best player on the Warriors.
A lot can change in any amount of time. Like this summer, the amount of players that just changed teams.
That's true. It's ridiculous.
just one
Absolutely
offseason.
ridiculous.
It's crazy.
I agree.
I wouldn't put the injuries on the Golden State medical staff. I mean, I don't think that. Look, Kevin Durant made the decision to go out there and play. I mean, the medical staff can't prevent somebody. If he's healthy and he can play, it's not like they can predict if he's going to tear his ACL. I don't think that they were incompetent or malicious. I just think that, it was a freak accident. ACL tears are freak injuries. And Klay Thompson tore his ACL coming off of what? It wasn't anything that the medical staff did that they improperly treated him. He went up for a dunk and he landed the wrong way.
You don't think it's suspicious that the injuries are occurring so close together? I think there's something there. I don't think it's coming out.
The only one that I think I could agree with you on is the KD injury. Because I mean, you said that he came back because he wanted to. I mean, I don't really know the story, but I thought that he was kind of forced back. But he had to change like the way he was moving because of that heel injury. Then it turned into an Achilles.
Mm-hmm. Also, do you guys believe that D'Angelo Russell is going to get traded? Do you believe that the Golden State Warriors are looking to move D'Angelo Russell, or can you see him actually being a part of that team in the long run?
I mean, look, Klay's coming back next year. Curry will be back. D'Lo, I feel like right now his ceiling, like within the next few weeks, might be the highest it'll be because he's just going to take probably like 25 shots a game and average 30 points a game. I honestly think that, like, if anything, they need to trade him because the worse they do this year, probably the better they are next year.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? You guys think D'Angelo Russell's out? You think he's out the door, or are they going to keep him around?
It really depends how he plays. Depends what they think. Because I think these next few weeks for the Warriors are going to see what he can do with his team. Because with what he did with Brooklyn, even though it was a much worse conference, much better team around him, they're going to see what he can do with this Warriors team. And if he's like great, but they're still not winning, then obviously his trade value goes up. That's good for them. And if he's not good and they're not winning, then it's just not good in general.
That's very true.
I think D'Angelo Russell is going to get traded in the offseason. I think the Warriors are going to hold on to him throughout the season. I think they're going to hold on to him past the trade deadline because they do have a new arena and they do need to sell tickets. And can you name anybody on the Warriors right now other than Draymond Green?
Willie Cauley-Stein?
Yeah.
Spellman? I know you, Spellman. I know Spellman.
All right.
We love Spellman. I love Spellman.
We have to dig deep.
I just like the name. I like the Spellman name.
Is Jordan Bell still on the Warriors?
I really
Kevon Looney?
Oh, true.
We know some. They have some players.
Okay, fine, but I mean, they're not going to be.
They have Mike.
They won't fill seats. You're right. Yeah, they won't.
Yeah,
fill
but they're not
seats.
going to be signing
It's not
out
exciting right
the
now.
new Chase Center. Exactly. So I think they're going to hold on to him for now. In the long term, there's no chance they're keeping D'Angelo Russell. The guy has a 4-year, practically max contract. Curry and Thompson are going to come back and they're going to start. I don't see where D'Angelo Russell fits in that lineup. And if you're putting a max contract guy on the bench, he's definitely going to want out. And no matter how much he produces, by next year, he's going to be a distressed asset. I think the Warriors are going to ship him out over the summer.
I think you're looking too much into that. I think that if I'm D'Angelo Russell and I have the opportunity to be in the same arena, to go to the same hotel to see what Steph Curry is doing on a 24/7 basis, I would be thrilled. I would be exhilarated because I could see Steph Curry, who was a 2-time Giannis MVP. He's someone who D'Angelo Russell can learn from. So if I'm D'Angelo Russell, I'm happy. And the Golden State Warriors, the culture they've had there, winning 3 titles in the past 6 years, I believe, or 5-6 years, that is something that D'Angelo Russell wants. That's something he's going to cherish. And I feel he's going to embrace it. And he's going to be around Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Maybe he'll get traded eventually. I'm not saying he won't get traded eventually, but I don't think he's going to be mad. I think it's going to be more Golden State wanting to trade him, aside from D'Angelo Russell wanting to leave. All right.